Anne Frank, a Jewish girl living in Nazi-occupied Netherlands, begins writing her diary on June 12, 1942, her 13th birthday. She names her diary Kitty and uses it as a personal confidant. The diary is written during World War II, when Nazi Germany is persecuting Jews across Europe. Her family, Otto Frank, father, Edith Frank, mother, and Margot Frank, sister, goes into hiding to escape Nazi persecution. They hide in the Secret Annex, a concealed part of Otto Frank's office building, along with 4 other Jewish people. The Van Pels family, Hermann, August, and their son Peter. Fritz Pfeffer, a dentist. The diary provides a first-hand account of life in hiding, fear, relationships, and Anne's personal growth. Life before hiding, June-July 1942. Anne begins her diary by describing her life before going into hiding. She is a lively, outspoken girl who enjoys reading, writing, and socializing. She mentions Nazi anti-Jewish laws, which forbid Jews from attending public schools, using public transport, or visiting parks. When her sister Margot receives a Nazi summons for a labor camp in July 1942, the Frank family goes into hiding overnight. Life in the Secret Annex, July 1942 to August 1944. Settling into hiding, July, October 1942. The Secret Annex is cramped and dark, and they must stay silent during office hours. Helpers like Miep Gies and Johannes Kleiman provide food and supplies at great personal risk, and struggles with boredom, fear of discovery, and tensions between the adults. She initially dislikes Peter Van Pels, finding him lazy and immature. The struggles of hiding, November 1942 to December 1943. Food shortages become a constant worry, and describes air raids and bombings, which terrify her. She often fights with her mother and feels closer to her father. The Van Pels argue frequently, especially about food, and starts to develop romantic feelings for Peter, and they grow closer. News from outside. Nazi persecution worsens, and Jews are being deported to concentration camps. Anne's personal growth and reflections, January, May 1944, and starts self-reflecting, maturing emotionally and intellectually. She dreams of becoming a writer and hopes her diary will be published. Her romance with Peter deepens, but she later realizes he is not as intellectually curious as she is. She writes about feminism, independence, and her frustrations with society's expectations for women. Tensions among the group continue to rise due to hunger, stress, and fear of discovery. Hope and fear, June, August 1944, and becomes hopeful about liberation after hearing about the D-Day invasion, June 6, 1944. She writes about her dreams of freedom, falling in love, and having a normal teenage life. On August 1, 1944, and writes a final diary entry. On August 4, 1944, the Secret Annex is discovered by the Gestapo after an anonymous tip. The group is arrested and sent to concentration camps. Epilogue: What happened after? Margot, and Edith Frank are sent to Auschwitz, and later to Bergen-Belsen. And Margot die of typhus in early 1945. Otto Frank, the only survivor, returns to Amsterdam and is given Anne's diary by Miep Gies. The diary is published in 1947 and later becomes one of the most important books about the Holocaust. Themes in Anne's diary: hope versus despair, despite hardships, and remains hopeful about the future. Fear and oppression. The diary captures the constant fear of discovery and Nazi persecution. Coming of age. Anne's thoughts on love, independence, and maturity highlight her growth. The power of writing. The diary becomes Anne's emotional refuge and a voice for millions. Conclusion. Anne Frank's diary is a powerful testament to resilience, hope, and the horrors of war. Her voice continues to inspire generations, making her story one of the most poignant accounts of the Holocaust.